first half, I'm not going to lie.
Ball could be winged!
I think I got my swagger back. Oh!
I love it, baby!
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins! By Tennessee, Jawan Jennings. Jennings makes the catch.
Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back is Sayre. And Tennessee can say hello win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now. McGrath for the win. He got it. If you don't like college football and you watch this one, I'm not sure what your problem is.
Reddit did to do, and welcome in to today's episode of More Important Issues. This one's short, this one's sweet. Your Vols set to tip off here in just over 40 minutes in Rupp Arena. It'll do for tonight. It'll do for this weekend, I guess, but want to get out of there as fast as possible. Tennessee takes on the Terriers of Wofford, first round of the NCAA tournament. This is a 2-seed versus a 15-seed matchup. I don't know about you, but it's been a fun day of basketball. Nothing too crazy. I did not get to see the Clemson comeback on McNeese.
Yeah, it was just every time McNeese would turn it over, Clemson would come right back and hit a three and hit another three and another three until you're like, this is way too close for comfort anymore. I don't like this. Because I had McNeese in my bracket, so.
Yeah, I've got McNeese going to the Sweet 16, actually. So We'll see if that holds up. I wanted to do High Point over Purdue, in fact, but I couldn't quite. Too many I don't know about you. I get lost in the upsets. Like I want upsets to happen, so I try to pick them, and then I look at my.
Yeah, like you know they're going to happen. You're just like trying to pick the correct one.
That, and there's not going to be. We call it madness, but the madness doesn't necessarily lie in, yes, lower seeds beat higher seeds often, but really like it's not like the first round is just full of upsets. So you try to really like pick them where they are. So I didn't go with High Point over Purdue, but in my opinion, the McNeese over Clemson was I feel like we get an easy 12 over 5 every year. This was the gift, was McNeese over Clemson.
Yeah, like that was Amir Khan. That was nothing other than their manager willing them to victory. I mean, if he didn't scrub that floor or get them ready for this game, they would have
NIL deals. He's got NIL deals. He's not scrubbing floors anymore.
Well, he used to.
Yeah.
His hard work is paying off, and look at him now.
Yeah. Yeah. Tough day for the people who go, oh, look, see, the SEC isn't a tough conference. Was the ACC how many teams did they get in? Was it 6? 5? Because of 6 because of North Carolina?
North Carolina, Duke, Clemson, Louisville. Who else is in there?
Trying to run through it real quick. Anyways, tough day for the crowd because it's the ACC basketball proud that is very upset about the SEC greatest conference story, and maybe it's overblown. I don't know, but Louisville pretty much got thumped at home, and then Clemson loses to a 12 seed. So you hate to see it, Landon. You hate to see it. And when you have 14 teams in, Landon, people are bound to lose. You're not going to get 14 winners. That's just how math works there, guys. That's statistics, probability, whatever you want to call it. But we get set for a night of action. Tennessee kind of leads the way, I guess, in the evening.
Did SMU get in?
Yes, right? Am I crazy? They should have. But no, maybe not.
I think they just had 4 teams.
And 2 are out.
There you go.
And the Blue Bloods run deep. You have Duke and North Carolina, the only teams remaining. And Sunday, Landon, I want to get into 2 things on the NCAA tournament, so I don't want to stay on this long. But North Carolina kind of saying, yeah, maybe we do belong. But then should North Carolina have gotten in? Probably not. But if you're West Virginia, don't lose 13 games, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad we're on the same page. I have a few things I'd like to get off my chest when we have time on Sunday.
I mean, if I'm a West Virginia fan, I'm pissed. But I mean, you're the bottom half of the tournament. Like, what are you arguing about? Have a better year.
That's it. Win more games. We lost to better teams. Win more games.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't really. I think they have a right to an argument, I guess, but I'm not going to sit here and preach about it because
there were people acting like
you're not a good basketball team,
right? There were people acting like it was the biggest, just the most outrageous pick of all time to have North Carolina and West Virginia, and it's not that. It's not.
I think the worst thing is, I mean, now that Louisville's out, I mean, they should have been a higher seed. Or lower seed, I guess.
Right.
I mean, they lost 2 conference games. How were they an 8 seed? How was Clemson a 5? I think they should have flip-flopped.
Maybe they drew the wrong one. Wrong ACC team.
Maybe. I guess
I'm glad you pointed that.
They lost 2 conference games too, but
yeah, they struggled on the front end. I don't know.
Exact same resume. But I think Louisville's beat Duke. Is that right?
I think so.
So
yeah,
I don't know. I think an 8 seed, if you're 27 and
to be fair, you got an 8 seed at home. You were in Lexington.
Yeah.
All I saw this afternoon were tweets about how red Rupp was. You got a home game because you're an 8 seed.
Well, and Clemson gets to look forward to losing to Will Wade for a lot longer, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah, someone just said to me, I had McNeese going far, but I don't know anymore. I was like, in this day and age, those players are going with him. This isn't about loyalty to McNeese at this point. This is like, we're a team. We're going to stick together. So none of that's those guys are gone too. If there's eligibility left, they will be in Wolfpack Red next year.
We had this one guy at work. He's a Kentucky fan, and
I hate everything about that place now.
Yeah, he was like,
Kentucky,
"Is there
Vanderbilt, Ohio State? Who the hell are these people?"
Right. But there's a lady. She was filling out, like, we have a Clayton bracket. So, like, if you get a perfect bracket, you get like $1 million. I don't know what the exact prize is. It's crazy amount of money for something that's never going to happen, which is funny. But I think you get something if you like win the challenge. So everybody fills out their bracket. Well, she was filling out this morning. She was like, Creighton or Louisville? And I was like, Creighton. And he was like, no. He was like, Louisville. I was like, first of all, you're a Kentucky fan. You can't just be cheering on Louisville. Secondly, Creighton was in the Sweet 16 last year. They got their big man still, and they got their point guard. Creighton all day. And then after the game was over, she was like, he was like, hey, I'm sorry. I gave you the wrong pick. She's like, I didn't listen to you anyway.
Kentucky fans notoriously don't know ball.
Yeah.
Don't know ball. I mean, their coaches got to pay for them their gas money just to get them to an NCAA tournament game.
True.
I hate that. Like, Mark Pope kind of like seems like it's kind of like Bruce Pearl. I still don't like him. Don't like Mark Pope because he's at Kentucky. He kind of seems like he rocks as a guy on your side.
Yeah, I would like if he was, like you said, if he was on my team, I would love him. But since he's not, he's the devil.
Absolutely. The Terriers of Wofford of the SoCon, Landon.
Yep.
We're familiar with the SoCon. Real familiar with it as of Tuesday night. That was a tough one. That one stung. It just sucks because, like, you can't, after you lose it, you can't go, nope, you shouldn't care. But it is a midweek.
Well, if it wasn't going to be Tennessee Tech, I guess it was going to be ETSU.
Right. Isn't that kind of an okay thing? Like, losing to at least it was an in-state school. It wasn't. You didn't lose your first one of the season to Florida.
That's true. Yeah. Well, here's the thing: you go and sweep Bama and Tuscaloosa, no one gives a rat's ass what happens against ETSU on Tuesday.
Right. Yeah, those midweek games only count if you suck.
Yeah. Like Texas A&M, you lose a midweek, you suck.
Right. Yeah, now you're in it. Now you're with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Terriers of Wofford. Did you see the Barstool Wofford tweet this week?
No, I did not. No.
They just brought up how many times Tennessee's been to the Final Four. I don't know why that matters for a first round game, but because Tennessee's won a lot of first round games. I just responded and said the only thing I took away from this is if Tennessee wins, they're in the Final Four. I think they gave us the gift that we don't have to play any other games. We just go to the Final Four if we win tonight.
Man, you better hope Tennessee doesn't make the Final Four if you're doing stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know how that's a sick burn. We're a 15 seed, but you've never been to a Final Four. And, I mean, it's not. I'm not trying to like dog Wofford as a program. They're never going to be higher than probably a 15 seed.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like anyone from the SoCon, it's just how it is. But I don't know. Wofford is favored by 12.
I can't wait to beat a 15
Tennessee
seed
to cover.
and then just tweet the score to the Oakland game against Kentucky. It's gonna be fun.
I hope we never have to live in it. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it aloud. Wofford is on a win streak that they will carry into this game. I'm not sure if that matters, but they are at I'm making sure this is right, a 5-game win
Streaks are meant
streak.
to be broken, so we're good.
What?
Streaks are meant to be broken, like you saw Tuesday. I mean, that we're just ending streaks this week. So
their last loss was to a University of Tennessee affiliated school. The University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. And now they get a crack at the flagship campus. Their season will be bookended by that 5-game winning streak. First loss to UT, second loss to UT.
Okay. I'm excited that I hope right now they have the shirts printed. Obviously, you can't wear them if you lose to Tennessee, but it would be cool if you got the state champion shirts like Eli Drinkwitz did after he beat Tennessee, Vandy, and I think MTSU. That was
I would respect a SoCon school doing that so much more.
Yeah.
But they didn't beat UTC. They did beat ETSU. They lost to UTC.
Oh, they lost to UTC.
They lost
okay.
to UTC.
They can't be state champs. Never mind.
They can no longer be state champs. Yes, they did beat ETSU in that 5-game win streak. That is not a part of the UT system. So I was able to leave them off.
At this point, what are they even playing for?
Yeah, I agree. Just throw in the towel.
Yeah. You can't be a state champ. I don't know what else you want.
Right. I don't real quick before we just get into the actual, game here. I hate the color brown on uniforms.
Okay.
I think it's terrible.
Like
I tried to like Western Michigan's because they've got like that yellow, kind of makes it pop. No, it's just a terrible colorway.
Wyoming.
Okay. You're right. That's the only brown that looks good.
The Browns.
You're right. All right. Good call. Go Cowboys.
Okay. The Steelers pants when they wear those. I guess they're brownish.
Khaki.
Yeah.
Khaki. This is a game that Tennessee should win by 20. They're favored by 18.5 right now, I think.
So you're picking them cover.
Don't bet in March Madness. Don't do it. I was watching some ESPN show just this morning, just had it on the TV, waiting for the game to start, and some guy was yelling about how you have to take, which I don't know what it finished at. He was talking about hammering the Purdue high point line. It was 35-25 at halftime. Or what did I say? The over. Hammering the over, which was like 146, I think. They did not get there. But he was acting like it was a free money handout. So don't bet in March Madness is my disclaimer.
I'm 1-0 so far.
Okay. You will probably lose your next bet for saying that.
Yeah, 100%. But I'm on a streak right now.
Yeah. Sure. Live it up. I'm curious to see if Wofford can manage Tennessee's athleticism if Tennessee gets out and runs in front. game over. Which they can knock down shots, but I don't think at a rate that can slow Tennessee down.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. With Tennessee's defense, they can just kind of suck the life out of teams that are just not as talented.
Right. Oh, I mean, absolutely. And if Wofford was a fast-paced team that hit shots at a high rate, I think Oakland is a great example. I think I would be more on alert about this one. They want to slow it down. They want the game to be played in the half court. And you talked about their defense. I mean, they can suck the life out of you and force turnovers, bad shots. And if Chaz Lanier, Zakai Ziegler, Jordan Gainey, once they get out in front, I haven't watched Wofford this year. I got to imagine there's not a lot of guys on that roster that can keep pace.
Yeah, and like if Tennessee loses a game, like a team has to be hot from three. And Tennessee leads the country in 3-point percentage defensively. So I just don't – games like this don't really worry me a whole lot. Now, if we lose, that would be tough. But, yeah, I got to think Tennessee's defense is just going to be on top of things early and just there's going to be a gap there that's just not going to be something a Wofford team can come back from against this Tennessee defense.
Right. The statistic I have,
15.5 points the last, I think, 6 games. So I'm rolling with Jordan Gainey. He's going to have a big game.
Who's the sixth man in this country better than him?
Ooh, who was the sixth man?
That just blows my mind that there is someone out there. And I get he's kind of a cheat sheet of a six-man role, but we see that all the time. So I don't know. I don't get it. I think it was
Caleb Grill from Missouri who won it in the conference. Yeah, he didn't. He's their white guy that shoots a ton of threes. If he didn't know who that was.
Yeah, good for him. There's a dozen of you in the country, bud. Just a dozen, though. Not anymore.
He is only averaging 13.7 points. I don't know what Gainey's at.
I'm not sure what his season averages are. I think I heard you mention about this Wofford team shoots quite a few threes. I think for Vol fans, just have the cup on for the first half because I could see this team coming out hot. I could see him shooting the ball well to start, but going back into Tennessee suffocating defense, I don't see it lasting long. Talking about how slow this team is, they milk the clock in the half court. So how long can they maintain? And are they going to pass up good shots looking for a great shot? Because you're not going to find that against this Tennessee defense often. You kind of have to take first available decent shot.
Yeah.
So I could see that. I could see him shooting well from three in the first half. I don't see it lasting long if it occurs, but maybe just have the cup on to be ready.
Yeah, always. And that's another thing. I feel like Tennessee's bigs, like there's no one at Wofford that just like kind of scares you with a big man. So I just, they don't have a Condon of Florida. They don't have whatever the guy's name from Georgia. They don't have a Broom from Auburn. Like Tennessee's bigs should be just fine in this game where they don't just kind of disappear. I think this is a big game for Igor to kind of get back to himself and stop being so timid and in foul trouble and just go play. Just go ball.
I think this is the game. As a Tennessee fan, you're wondering what this run in March will look like. I think this is the game that will tell us what Igor you're going to get. And I'm not saying for that if he doesn't have his all-time game that it won't happen this tournament. But I think if you see the non-existent Igor that we've been getting as of late, I just think kind of mail that card in and hope we figure something else out.
Yeah.
Maybe that's overstating it, but when is it going to – is it going to come along against better teams? You've been playing great teams. You just played, in my opinion, the best team in the country. And so when it's not – you can't really argue it's going to come out then. So I think it's got to start tonight. I'm, again, not saying he has to have his PR tonight. his best one, but I think we've got to see him coming along. We can't see the non-existent stuff. We can't see early foul trouble from him, which is another thing I'm going to get onto on Sunday. We're going to rant about everyone essentially saying that the officiating in the NCAA tournament is okay. Like they're saying it's not bad. No, it's been terrible. And they say these guys are getting graded, and that's why it's called so tight. Calling a game tight doesn't make it good. Just want to, and I'll get into that on Sunday. We can't start now.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, Monty. If Igor isn't there, I mean, do you just look at Cade Phillips and Dubar and be like, hey, go get us something?
I think you have to balance it out more for sure. I think I don't know if Dubar's – I don't know how many good minutes he has left in him, but maybe it's time to find out what that limit is.
Mm-hmm.
There's no non-existent Igor. That's all I ask. I'm a simple man.
I feel bad for the Wofford point guard that has to go up against the guy too. That sucks. I mean, he's never played against a guy like Zakai that can just pick your pocket at any moment. He's going to drive by you. He's going to kick it. He's going to get to the rim. I mean, that guy's in a world of hurt.
A play that's not going to be talked about much because it occurred in a loss. That play, and I can't remember who was backing down, probably Para in the paint, and Zakai just comes and backdoors, picks it, and then gets the foul.
Oh, yeah.
Chef's kiss. Show it to every kid that wants a D1 scholarship.
Go get it. That's help defense to a T.
I mean, just effort, focus, intensity, tenacity. I can go on. All right, we got to get out of here because we've got somewhere to be to watch this thing go down. Not Lexington, unfortunately, but
looking forward to it. Looking forward to Saturday, whoever that opponent is, UCLA or Utah State. UCLA is kind of a slow team too. They don't score a lot of points, so if that is the opponent, probably going to be a rock fight between Tennessee and UCLA. Mick Cronin versus Rick Barnes. That's going to be fun. I wanted to mention real quick, just kind of like where everybody's at right now is like the only thing we've really seen so far is McNeese. It's kind of the only upset so far. Is that right?
Technically, Creighton over Louisville was an upset, a 9 over an 8. But other than that, yes, that is I would say that's – I don't know who was favored going into that game. That is the only –
Louisville was favored because I got.
I'm talking about McNeese because it wouldn't surprise me if McNeese was favored in that game.
No, McNeese wasn't. I don't remember what the line was, but they weren't
favored.
Gonzaga beat the brakes off Georgia. So, Auburn didn't look.
Yeah, they definitely didn't have any breaks, as neither did Nitro Tuggle last night.
Yeah.
With a name like Nitro, buddy, you got to know to go slow.
Yeah, don't get on the wheel. Is it a bad day for the SEC? I mean, Auburn won, but they didn't look super impressive. I think they were a 32-point favorite and won by 20.
Texas lost last night to Xavier. Don't forget that.
That was ugly. Georgia's getting the doors blown off them by Gonzaga.
But these are the teams we knew would lose. When I saw Texas was in, I scoffed because I don't think they're that great.
No.
I think Ole Miss is going to be in for a rock fight tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a good game. We just need more good games. That
I can see
McNeese became a good game. I think
Xavier Texas was a fun game
for a little bit.
I could see Missouri losing to Drake tomorrow. In fact, I picked that one.
Okay.
I did pick Arkansas, but it will shock me 0% if John Calipari does what John Calipari does and loses in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Mm.
You win one national championship and you can lose as many round of 64 and 32 as you want. They won't talk about it, but I will.
Also, Tennessee plays Alabama tonight in baseball.
Yeah.
A little Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
What time is that?
I think 7:50,
is that 7? Okay.
7:30, something like that.
Okay.
This should be the last weekend where baseball and basketball do not line up.
It probably won't be. I hope it won't be.
Like I want to be able to watch both games in its entirety. I don't like flipping.
You need
I
two
don't have
TVs.
I don't have the mental capacity. Even if I had two TVs, I'd tune into one and get sucked into it. That's on me. I need to get better, but I can't. It's either I focus on one or I don't focus on either.
We got to work
But
on
yeah, big
multitasking.
series. Two really hot teams right now. Both coming off series sweeps. Alabama beat Texas A&M at Texas A&M, and Tennessee obviously got that sweep over Florida. Tennessee hasn't lost back-to-back games since the last time they played Alabama in Tuscaloosa. So hopefully they get the win tonight in that streak. That'd be awesome. And let's go get a series win. I mean, sweep would be awesome, but you're here to win series, and their shortstop's an All-American. He's a freak, but guess what? So is ours. So should be a really good series, really good matchup. I like Tennessee's pitching in this one. Need those bats to come together a little bit more than you did on Tuesday, but Tuesday it's like, man, we got to go travel. We got to play on Thursday. Like there's probably some to maybe you throw a guy on Tuesday if you're like a different guy on Tuesday if you don't play till Friday. I don't know what it was, but just didn't score enough runs in the end and couldn't get guys out when you needed to. So need a rebound, and Thursday night's the best time to do that against Roll Tide Willie. The Fighting Roll Tide Willies, that's what they're called now.
From now until they win another national championship.
Yeah.
Even probably after them, but at least until then, for sure.
And it looks like Gavin Keelan is not in the lineup. So,
okay.
Jay Abernathy will bat second. And then Manny Marin is going to second base. Bargo will be at third. So a little different lineup. We'll see how that works out. But you have Liam Doyle on the bump, so you should be pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good jump off point for sure.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for listening. Go check out our good friends, HoveyDryGoods.com. Use promo code MORE for 15% off your first purchase. Also, go check out Rowback.com. Use promo code More Important Issues for 20% off your first purchase. Go check out our good friends at Great Eight Grounds as well. Use promo code MORE for them as well for 10% off that purchase. Thank y'all again. Go Vols. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.